crafters, it's Colette. Today I would love to show you this little card that I've just made for a friend of mine who did a lovely little deed for me, and I just wanted to say thank you. It's very soft, very sweet and very feminine, and I thought I'd show you how I actually did this. So let's just take a little closer look. Isn't that embossing detail just beautiful? What I decided to actually use on this was the Butterflies and Roses stamp and 3D embossing folder set from Couture Creations. So first up, the thing that you'll notice is that, well, you might notice, the embossing folder is really much thicker than an ordinary embossing folder. So if you put it through your die cutting machine in the same way, you'll have a few problems. So let me show you how I did that first up. So I have here my Go Cut and Emboss machine from Couture Creations. You know I love this guy, super cool. And the way that I've actually loaded my platforms up is, first up I have my A plate, and then I'm using my C plate. That's all I need for these 3D embossing folders. I'm going to pop my folder on, and then I'm going to put my C plate on, and then I'm just going to roll it through. I've already put some card inside the folder. So here we go, let's take a little look. It has actually embossed it really beautiful, and I think that's what the 3D folders are. They are really, I guess they stand out very proud, and the embossing feature on it is really nice. Such a pretty design. Can you see how proud that's standing up from the actual card and how well it's actually embossed it? I love that effect. So when you're using that embossing folder, remember to change the platforms to A and put the embossing folder in there, and then your C goes on top, and that will work beautifully. Now the next little thing I want to show you is how I've created these very soft flowers. It's obviously involving stamping, but let me just show you. Now with this Butterflies and Roses, we had this absolutely pretty and quite delicate stamp set. So it's full of roses, some beautiful ferns, a lovely little lace effect here, and some lovely words. So I'm just going to show you. I'm going to take one of the flowers and I'll show you how I did that. This is not a fussy kind of a technique. It's quite a rough technique. So I'm just using my Stamp-aholic here. So I have the rose, and I'm just going to pop that down on the card, and I'm just going to close that up to pick the stamp up. So with the actual stamp itself, I got a selection of pinks, a dark and a light, and a just a light green. And what I have done is so this one here is Petal Pink. It's a Versa colour, but you can use obviously whatever stamp pad you happen to have. And I've just kind of stamped on where I think the rose is on this particular image. Then I have taken the green and I have stamped on where I think the leaves will go. A bit more pink. And then with my darker pink, I'm just going to do a little bit of stamping right in the centre there. So I'm happy with kind of how that looks. It's going to give me a really soft, multicoloured layer, which I quite like, and that's what I'm looking for. So I have a little rubber roll here. This is what I like to use with my stamp press. Just rolling that on. So you can see here how soft and pretty that image is. Yeah. So I did a whole number of those, and I actually had a darker colour ink pad. This is called Bamboo, and you can see that in my actual card I stamped these tiny little ferns, which are on the stamp set, with that bamboo, and I just poked them in amongst the particular flowers. So I did a number of them, and I actually stamped one on the base itself after I embossed it, so just position that. And then I layered them up. Now one of the lovely things that, not lovely, I guess practical really, things that I like from Couture Creations is their foam tape. So we've got a 1mm which is going to raise it just a little bit, and then we have our 2mm, which obviously raises it higher. And that's important when you're layering, because you can see on my very first layer here, that was done with a 1mm, and then this one here, which is the next layer, was done with a 2mm. So I've got 3 layers, including that back one, which really gives it a good sense of dimension along with my embossed folder. And then my butterfly, which I stamped in the Encore Ultimate Metallic. I do love this ink pad actually. It's the nicest gold one that I've come across. If you go to your local craft shop, I'm sure they'll have that. And this one I've just put this little butterfly on with a number 2 foam dot. So I've added lots of dimension. The word here, laugh, which is appropriate for my friend, it's just beautiful and flowy, and that's on that stamp set along with some other words. So it's a really pretty little set. And then once I did that, I just finished off my card with a little thank you, which I've curled, and when you look at it, can you see there? So again, it's just adding to that whole dimension element. So I curled it and then just stuck the 2 ends down, so that enabled it to stay curved. Little white rose, a little bit of seam binding here, pink bow, which is nice and soft, and then just 3 tiny little diamantes. I love my couture diamantes and pearls. These are the tiny ones, and they come in a whole range of colour. Indulge in them. I keep mine on a ring here, which is really handy, and I just use them all the time. Love them to pieces. So I've got a couple of those on there as well. That's my little project that I wanted to share with you today. I hope you like it. I know my friend will absolutely adore it, and it will cheer her up. So have a go and hunt out that beautiful butterfly and roses set. There is another set in this collection. It's part of the C'est La Vie collection, which has just come out, so it should be in your craft shops. If not, go and ask them to order it for you. It's still available. So that's the Butterfly and Roses collection, and the other one, which looks quite interesting too, it has a beautiful frame and some lovely kind of, I love the clock actually, and the bike. You can't go wrong with bike, and it's got some beautiful soft sayings, and how gorgeous is that sweet little border. Really pretty. So ask at your local craft shop. I hope that's given you some ideas about stamping in a maybe different way than what you're used to, but I love the dimension, which I'm not sure you can see on the video, but it's really pretty. So thank you for watching today. Don't forget, please take a second to share this little video with your friends, so you can give them inspiration as well. So thank you so much. My name's Colette. I will speak to you again soon. Have fun playing and creating. Bye for now.